Hi, I'm Larry Dignan with Constellation Insights, and we're here with Renganathan from Randstad Digital. So I guess for starters, tell me what Randstad Digital does.
Great. Thanks for the opportunity, Larry. Randstad Digital is a part of Randstad, which is headquartered in Amsterdam. We are a global company operating in 39 countries. Randstad is the world's #1 leading talent and HR and staffing solutions. That's how the company genesis was. We have multiple operating companies, Randstad Operational Services, and Randstad Professional Services, and Randstad Enterprise. And Randstad Digital is how we help our clients in order to fulfill the digital transformation portion of their businesses. So we go to market with offerings such as cloud, digital engineering, product engineering, data, AI, and customer experience. Randstad Digital is, we have close to 10,000 plus employees operating in about 13 markets. And whether the client needs a contingent talent or a permanent talent or a managed services or a platform services such as ServiceNow, Workday, Adobe, and Salesforce, we provide solutions to our customers.
So what are customers struggling with the most when it comes to CX, or what are they trying to solve for?
If you look at customers have invested heavily in these platforms. I'm talking CX platforms, right? It could be a Salesforce, and typically a company start with for their sales CRM. That's how the Salesforce, they buy. And similarly, ServiceNow, predominantly it was for IT service management, to automate some of the IT service management. But what's happening is every organization is looking for a collaboration. They say collaboration, everybody is operating in a silo. How do they automate the work, the flow, everything? So many customers where we have come across, they have not used the tool to its best potential. Right? That's number one. The second problem is with all this technology advancements and the expectations of the internal employees and also the external employees, right? So the experience is the common denominator there. So they are also finding it tough. How am I going to adapt, things such as, agentic AI. Now AI is there, it's part of the life in every platform. AI is embedded. When you take ServiceNow, it's got Now Assist. When you take to Salesforce, it is agentic AI, which they call it as Agent Force. So now, hey, fundamentally your basic, your platform is not up and running. On top of it, these new technologies, and they're getting a significant pressure from the board. How do we make an AI first company? So they're struggling, how soon I have to bring the AI, into my, because if you're not talking AI, if you look at in the earnings call, everyone talks about what is their degree of focus, when it comes to AI. Because if you don't follow AI, I think you will become irrelevant.
Right.
It's like, 10 years back, if you're not on the cloud, you become irrelevant, right? Now, the topic has changed, the discussion has changed, it's all about AI. So many customers are still trying to, how to use the maximum efficiency of the platform. In that way, they can make their internal customer, which is the employee engagement great, and at the same time external customers, which extend their experience, through their customers.
Is that possible when companies don't necessarily have their data act together?
Yeah, that's a good question. Data is the fulcrum. We all know that data is the, new oxygen. That's what we used to say a few years back. But now still, we have to say that. I think if the data is not right, then whatever the AI that you're going to talk, that you want to implement, is not going to help. Hence, data needs to be good. There's a difference between a good data and a bad data. Most of the organizations, they have, zillions, bytes of data, but they're all bad data. So that means the data cleanup and cleansing needs to be done. So 70% of the organizations are focusing more on how to tame the data. When I say taming the data, ensure the data is right, and data comes from different systems. How do they take the data and just have it as a common data so that it can feed all the tools that they have in the ecosystem? So data is a very critical component. This is where we companies like Randstad Digital see it as a huge opportunity, how we can help our clients in the data modernization journey. In that way, we can also we prepare them for the AI future.
So experience all starts with data. Does that go for employee experience too? Or
Yes.
is that more of a customer facing thing?
No, it is both. It is both. Even for internal employees also. Let's take let me give a simple example. You take HR, right? With AI coming into very pervasive, how HR is going to work, without applying the bias. Because anything that we do, it has to be socially responsible, it should be unbiased, so on and so forth. So all the data, the internal employee data, the demographics, and more and more organizations are adopting DEI to its to the fullest advantage. So HR departments, for them it is a big boon. They can take the data, use the data, or the employee data, so that it will help them in hiring the right talent for them to prepare for the future. So it is a combination of both, I would say. If you shift lane, when you come to an organization like us, because as I said, we are a talent solutions company, we have access to using our own AI platform. I think we have 135,000 talent that are available. We call them as gig workers. If you wanted a resource, so let us say a full stack developer in Chile or Colombia or Argentina, right? We have that platform. So we also gather data from these platforms, all the employees, and then we use it for engaging with the customer in the right manner. So I would say the data, when we apply it internally, when we wanted to use it internally, it will enhance both the talent experience, which is employee, and the customer experience. That's how we recently, I think, we acquired this company called Torque. Torque is a MIT-grown concept. Now, Torque, we have fully integrated into our ecosystem. So today, we can proudly say that we have the world's largest talent marketplace, or you can call it as a talent cloud, right? Which is a new terminology that's slowly brewing in the market. So we have that. So data is common for both internal and external, just to answer your question.
Okay. Any final thoughts?
Final thoughts. Okay. We are in an unprecedented times, right? There's a lot of shift happening in the micro and the macro factors. The geopolitical climate is also not to anyone's favor across the globe.
Yeah.
So in such a scenario, we need to be bold and brave. When I say so we got to be, how we can bring transparency to our employees, how do we build trust, and the third one is adaptability. Right? Growth is a pain. Nowadays, growth is a pain because the big deals are shrinking. And even if the deals are happening, these are all of very low SOW value. So in such a scenario, you got to be passionate about what you want, what you're doing for your customers. At the same time, ensure trust and transparency and adaptability is there. For leaders, we need to have that. In that way, you keep hold of your talent ecosystem or your employee ecosystem. So these are a few things which I'm planning to focus, in the coming years. And finally, this AI is it a hype or it is going to help, right? I think if you look at is AI a hype or a help? So there is a hype factor. Still, many organizations are still not use their use cases, effectively. Only 8% are actually, trying to put AI to work. One of my journey for this year also just helping the clients in where to apply the AI effectively. Number one, in the process of doing, do you have the right talent or the skill set to take on AI projects? That's the biggest problem. So skilling, upskilling, reskilling. So the continuous skilling conundrum, I just wanted to go and talk to my customers and just make them, skill on the new technologies such as AI, machine learning, NLP, so on and so forth. In that way, they are prepared for the future.
All right. Thanks for joining us.